Good morning, everybody. Final game of the Six Nations. First stream of the Six Nations, actually. Almost 9 a.m. How is everybody doing? Let me just get this thing sorted while I'm here. Look at that. My local kickoff time, 9 o'clock. Pretty much fair warning as well. I'm pretty sure the results of the previous two games will be discussed at some point. So if you don't know them, be warned. But yeah. Whoa. Alex. Jeepers, that's a hell of a way to start the stream. Hey Mark, England supporter here. Love your honest analysis and reviews. Can't join the live stream, but wanted to say thanks for your dedication to the sport. Love 2 Cents on tour as well. Would be fab to see you doing some locations in New Zealand as well. Cheers for that, man. This is not an alcoholic beverage. I'm still on the coffee. But bro, much appreciated. I don't know if 2 Cents on tour would work in New Zealand, would it? I suppose it could. I feel like the unique selling point of 2 Cents on tour is the fact that I speak Chinese with people, but if I can bring myself to look like a something, walking around with a camera in New Zealand, people in China don't give me stick for walking around with a camera. I feel like people in New Zealand would yell at me, but I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, cheers, man. It's massive. Hope you enjoy this game wherever you're watching it. Only England or France can win this now that Ireland is out, says King Power. Yeah. England are suddenly massive Scotland fans, and Scotland have this unique position of we want to win, but if we win, we're gifting England the title. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mark, who do you think gets the first try so I can quickly update my fantasy team? I'm probably the terrible guy to ask. I'll go Aldrete because I've already put him in my thumbnail picture, which I've already made. So let's hope he has a big game. Pat, how's it going? Ready for a great match? Come on, Scotland. Rian Lowe, the man of the Rian Lowe YouTube channel. How's it going? I haven't done a Six Nations live stream for a long time. I have been up since 3 odd in the morning, so you guys will have to keep me honest if I start talking more rubbish than usual or getting sidetracked or something. D1997. England looked really good. They've peaked a bit too late. Should have started Finn Smith from the start. It's interesting how that pecking order has changed, eh? People pointed it out somewhere on social media. Was it YouTube or Reddit or Twitter or something? But like how Marcus Smith in the last season of the Six Nations Netflix show, Full Contact, like was having a meeting with his like American agency that represents him, and they're like, just stroking his ego and saying how he's going to be the face of rugby and blah 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 blah. And now he's like down the pecking order, so it's easy come, easy go, isn't it? But Finn Smith looks good, eh? Joseph, Southern Hemisphere not quaking in their boots after this Six Nations. Well, I mean, depending on what happens in this game, France are looking very, very, very dangerous. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I saw some South Africans, because I followed the Springbok Reddit as well. One of the threads recently was just saying I'm not too fussed about this year's Six Nations. So, yeah, we'll see. Dave says, as an England fan, I always love to see us beat the Welsh. Today, even I had to feel sorry for the Welsh. Then I remember 2013, I don't feel so bad about it. I have a similar thing with the Wallabies, eh? There's been a few times in recent times when we've given them a walloping when they were kind of at a low point, and it's like, I felt a bit bad, and then I remembered 4 more years, and I didn't feel that bad from Gregan. Mark Dunphy, England were very impressive. I am enjoying England playing fun rugby. Like, genuinely, their Lucy's getting to action, kicking those high balls to Daly and Roebuck, and, you know, big direct carries from their Lucy's, and, you know, it's good. It's good to watch. Steve Borthwick, what a guy. Stade de France light show is so good. Yeah, they know how to put on a show, don't they? Rian. Brian, who always is kind enough to leave a comment on 2 Cents on Tour, please give commentary in Chinese. If there's one area where my Chinese lacks, it's probably the rugby vocab. I don't know how to say ruck or maul or tackle in Chinese. I don't know any of those words. Cheers, man. How's it going? Good to have a mod in the house, in case any bots come. We haven't had bots much, but we did have bots in a stream a couple of weeks ago. For the first time in ages. The spam bots. Who do you reckon is going to get the Wales job now, and more to the point, do you think anyone wants it? Well, supposedly Checker is keen. Franco Smith, who's been linked with it, less so. I think Checker loves his international rugby, so maybe old Checks. What's happening with the Blues, Adam? Adam, let's not go the Blues. Blues are having a bit of a stinker. Eat My Shamrock. Not the best tournament for us Irish fans. Just want to thank you for your amazing coverage as usual. That's much appreciated, man. Yeah, no, it's been good in terms of the tournament. Ireland's trajectory has been a bit of a mixed bag, eh? But, I don't know, there's a bit of depth building as well. Some of the veterans kind of exiting stage left after this tournament, so maybe a little bit of transition feel. Hollywood, man, how's it going? This has to be a much nicer time zone for you than the usual Super Rugby streams. Oh, my dad just sent me a message. Hi, team, watching France and Scotland, let me know. Okay. He's live streaming, says my wife. What does he say?
I'm watching this game, France and Scotland. Give you half-time report, give you full-time report. So that's about that. So should be interesting now that England and Ireland have won. And see what happens and see where it goes. Gazomania, Roger Mania, out, bye.
Okay, Gazza, yeah, send us a halftime report and full-time report because I'm doing a stream with the guys and girls. So, yeah, I'm sure they'll be keen for your 2 cents as well. There we go. Dad's watching some Six Nations. It's good. Tony says, best competition in the world. Rugby's greatest championship. That's the tagline. Frustrating, I would miss the Ireland of the game because I was playing. We lost because we had a sin bin for a very stupid reason. It wasn't you, was it? Jezza? Great to hear from Gazza, your old man knows his rugby, says Douglas. Yeah. What's worse, being a Blues fan or a Wales fan? At least my Blues won the bloody thing last year. What can I say? Ruckers. What is that? Malka? Guika? Right, I'm about to have kickoff. I'll let you guys know. I might be behind or ahead of some of you guys, depending on where our streams are at. I've just had kickoff. Scotland in their away kit. For some reason, my clock says 67 minutes and 56 seconds. They're going to have to reset that, because I'm pretty sure we've not missed the first hour of the game. (3 p.m. Canadian. That's not too bad. Are we going to be able to see the match? Certainly not here. This is a watch-along. If you have a look on Reddit, you may be able to find some advice on how to view the match. If you're in the UK or Ireland, I think it's free to air. Likewise in France, if you've got a VPN, that could work. Plenty of viewing options, but sadly not on YouTube. My game clock is at 1 minute and 5 seconds for anyone looking to line up. All France so far. Carry after carry. Ramos straightens. No, but was for flipping the bird when an opponent scored a try. Yellow card for flipping the bird. That's a bit harsh. France 6 phases into touch. Line out time. What is up with Scotland's attire? Yeah, it's like a two-tone white-blue kit, which is different. I think I like this, the purple guy more, personally. Predictions for the Lions series, Tony. I think the Lions are favourites, but I don't know that it'll be a walkover. The Aussies are not a bad team. Mark says Scotland's shirts are bad. And does anybody in the chat like the Scottish shirts? Right, France get the maul going. Molvaka's at the back of it. Inching its way forward onto the 22. Into the 22. Advantage. Maul goes down. Ball not going to come out. They'll blow up the penalty. And that's exactly what happens. Put a poll on. I've never done a poll during a live stream. I preferred it when the home teams wore the changed kit. Yeah, that's the old man. That's the old man logic. I don't think we ever did that down here. I'm used to the away team switching. Rian says, taking notes, I'm using Notepad on this PC. Pen and paper. No need for bonus points for France. They just need to win the game. More going early. Advantage. And Ramos. Straight over the black dot. 3 points to 0. France are in front. Kiwis would change to white when Scotland played there. Really? I know we would play, yeah, occasionally France and when Scotland would be the ones we usually had to change for. Tony reckons Australia's going to turn up in the Lions series. Well, yeah. I mean, Joe Schmidt basically was brought in with that as his focus, so it's where all his attention's going to be. And he knows the Six Nations, or the British and Irish Lions lads really well. Scotland go quick. Cross kick to Big Duhan. Perfectly weighted. Goes around Peno. Oh, he slips. The Stade de France turf took him out. geez, Scotland's just chucking it around, aren't they? They've lost a bit of territory, though, because they've been passing it way deep behind the advantage line. And they'll have to kick clear this time. Dwayne Vermeulen has the next Springbok coach after Rassie retires. That'd be a hell of an elevation from player to coach. But I guess if you're going to learn from somebody, learning from Rassie's not a bad way to get done. Scotland are way back in their own territory. Matt Fagerson with the carry. Oh, and it's turnover ball. Movaka. Was that a hurdle? No, just a kind of stride. Cross kick. Pinot. Moefana. Oh, she's pretty helter-skelter at the moment. Goodness gracious. Who would you prefer to win, Connor? I feel like France need to win it to kind of... Like with the squad Galtier's got, his record in the Six Nations is actually not that flash. You know what I mean? Like he's won one in all these years. So he probably needs it more, but it would be unexpected. It'd be massive for Borthwick, seeing as they were third favourite going into this one. DuPont watching, hopefully he fully recovers. Yeah, well, one of the All Blacks guys got a big ACL injury a couple of years ago, Quinn Tupaia, and he's been back for a couple of years now, but he's having a gangbuster season at the moment in Super Rugby. He's playing phenomenally, so yeah, I think it's possible. Scotland had an awesome alternate jersey, which was white with horizontal pinstripes. They looked great, but they never went back to it. Scotland tends to vary up their away kit quite a lot. They do a bit of experimentation with their away kit, eh? But that means you sometimes get winners and sometimes get ones that don't look as great. Des loves the reviews. Cheers, man. Scotland are hot on attack in the French 22, following a penalty at the breakdown. Hugh Jones over the advantage line. Big tackle from Fiku in his first game of the Six Nations campaign with Barassi being out. Here we go. Fagerson. Russell. Oh, Graham's just knocked it on. Uh-oh. Oh! Big line break, but they just couldn't get it to someone with a bit more gas than Intermac. He got run down. Evening, everyone. Is that Elias? Everyone. Biggest upset this weekend has been under 20s where Wales wrecked England's Grand Slam party. Yeah, I heard about that, but I did not see any of it. Yeah, good tackle from Kinghorn and Fagerson. Dangerous. Sandor, man, how's it going? Under 20s were a lot of fun. Wish would have more coverage, banger games. Yeah, it's always one that I regret not being able to see more of because when these guys end up getting full call-ups, I often don't know that much about them unless I've seen them play for their clubs, but people tell me, oh no, this guy played well for under 20s and stuff, so it's like where the future's at. Scrum time. Under 20s gives me a little hope as a Wales fan after saying England fan. Must have been a long day. Over England, I guess is what you meant. Kinghorn looking to free the arms. Can't find anybody. Scotland, for the love of God, just exit. Just exit. Stop playing around in your own friggin' half. Come on. Just a nice box kick, or give it to Finn. He'll hoof it. Let's go. There we go. Ben White with the box kick. US has been on break for 3 weeks. There's still been the odd game, eh? The catch-up games from the South African teams. Oh, the Scots have just been pinged at the breakdown. Not supporting body weight. Who do you think will win the championship, England or France? I mean, France. It's going to take some beating France here. But I honestly don't... I don't like how much Scotland was written off in a lot of quarters. But that being said, I would have also said don't write Wales off in their home game against England. But they just got absolutely flogged, so don't listen to what I say. But yeah, Scotland usually give France a good game. They seem to match up. Like when I talk to that guy Graham from Rugby Forecast, he always talks about it like rock, paper, scissors. Like Scotland scissors always comes up against rock, which is Ireland. But them and France are maybe both like scissors. Another penalty. Warning. Oh, it's actually a card. That was quick. Matthew Carley has just dished out the first card of the game. It's a Jamie Ritchie. Yeah, France are going to go for the jugular. Scotland don't contest. BLBRA is getting into the maul. Adding his however many kilos. Scotland's maul defense is good, but there's advantage anyway. They got advantage, they might as well just have a spin. Oh, intercept. What a bugger. Had advantage anyway. Scotland are on thin ice, Jezza, yeah. It's harsh. It's illegal to lift a player by the legs in the maul. I missed that, Douglas. France going for the corner again. Not contested again. Flamand in the air. Here comes the maul. It's been brought down by France this time. It's short. Oh, the Scottish defence has held them out. Well, despite France having a lot of ball and an extra man, she's still only 3 points. But looking ominous, says Douglas. Yeah. Scotland need to get the hell out of their own half. Big scrum, 5 metres up from the Scottish line. You know the French are going to put the squeeze on. Oh, going to have to reset that one. That was the issue with Wales. Overplayed the ball in a half, had a poor kicking game. Sometimes it's frustrating, eh? You just want to like calm my head just to sometimes play a little bit of sensible rugby. I know it's great when it pays off, but if you get caught, it's just so risky, eh? Hope Wales not get winless against Japan. Yeah, Japan's also in a big transitional period as well. Like, I don't follow the Japanese league at all, but I've been following Japan in most of their games last year under Eddie, and he's largely gotten rid of all the old veterans that played in the 2019 and 2023 World Cups, and he's brought in a lot of newer guys. So, yeah, their record's not been phenomenal either. I think that'll be a good matchup. Right. Scotland got the box kick away, but Ramos just runs it straight back at them. Quick ball, Antonio Gore. Luku. Into Mac. He's going to carry straight up the guts. He's going to be held up, is he? No, it's a tackle. Fiku's just on his own. It's looking a bit disjointed. Scotland's defence is doing well. Graham reckons it's looking over already. Scotland are defending manfully. Oh, they've just given away a penalty. Oh, Fiku's just gone through a gap as I was just praising the Scottish defence. And Moefana reaches out for the try. It was coming, wasn't it? And I cursed Scotland out by saying they were defending well. Hey. Yeah, I won't say that again. Daramundi, how's it going, man? Likewise, I'm glad that it kind of comes down to the final game with something on it. It's not a dead rubber. I want to check out the position and territory stats in a second because I feel like it's going to be pretty lopsided. Fiku beats his first. Inside ball. Moefana tackled short but is able to reach out. It is 10 points to 0. We are 17 minutes in. Let me check out the stats because I feel like it's going to be pretty hard reading for Scots so far. Your territory is 79-21. Scotland have just been unable to escape. France just need to get the win. Yeah, that's right. Don't even need a bonus point. Points difference is way in their favour. Where's Gaza? Gaza, my dad Gaza, he's at his house. But he is watching the game. He sent me a message earlier. He's going to send a halftime message. And the game is on at a reasonable time, Doramundi. Yeah. I started the first one at 3:15. But it was a good game. Second game was less of the kind of edge of your seat, but still interesting for its own reasons. And now we get the decider. 9 a.m. Perfect timing. Oh, Scotland got some pay from kicking a high ball. Ben White goes quick. I swear that's still the main vulnerability of the French back three. Oh, but the French immediately just won a penalty. Oh my goodness. And there's handbags. Bit of pushing and shoving. Where's the fam, Rian? They are on that side of the door. Having breakfast and chilling out. I told them not to argue. Wales beat England last night and England 20 to deny the under-20s Grand Slam and give the title to France. So Scotland could do something potentially, not Grand Slam ending, but potentially title deciding in return. But they need to score some points. Oh, we got TMO call. Uh-oh, Mavaka could be in trouble. Oh, he's charged into Ben White on the ground. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Slight head contact. He's going to get yellowed. He's lucky. Because if it had been a straight red, remember, straight red cards are still, you're off for the game. But because it's going to the bunker, even if he gets red carded, it's only 20 minutes. So stupid. Yellow card. She's lucky. What was that game against Scotland where... Was it Hawas, like, punched Richie in the face? I've been thinking about that game, like, in the build-up to this one. Junaid, how's it going? The Scottish guys were on attack on the goal line. The French guys won a turnover. And then there was a little bit of like pushing of Movaka on the ground, and then he retaliated by kind of driving his head into Ben White. Head v head, but it wasn't like... He's lucky it wasn't real kind of flush contact. Otherwise he would have been probably direct red carded, but he's yellow carded bunker review. He may very well get red carded still, but it'll be 20-minute. He's lucky it's not straight red, because then straight red would be game. But yeah, totally unnecessary. Just let it go. They were about to get a penalty because Scotland instigated the handbags. So dumb. French players and headbutts, eh? Oh. How is a headbutt into another player not a straight red? I guess because he didn't get him... Like, they were both kind of lying on the ground, and it wasn't like a... Bam, like direct connection, I guess. Slight contact was the word Marius van der Westhuizen said. Oh, what? Has Luku just had his pocket picked from Ben White? What the flip? Oh my god. This game's nuts. If that was BLBRA, he would have got there first. Oh my god. DuPont would have scored that. There you go, Rian. Still 5-minute scrum. Crazy game already. It is indeed. They need proper fights in rugby like in hockey, Hollywood. The thing about the hockey fights is they're on ice. So I feel like they can still be pretty severe, but I think you'd do more damage if you could plant your feet, right? I've never fought anyone on ice, so I don't really know what it's like trying to throw a punch on ice, but I would imagine it's kind of more difficult than having planted feet. Milo Junaid, it is on in Paris, the Stade de France. Luku. Flamont's close. France are so close. Slow ball. Aldrit. They got advantage. Slow ball. It's unbelievably slow. They're going to blow it up for the penalty. Ben White is going on the Lions. That didn't make sense. You got some good nines to choose from for the Lions. They're going to go for the 3. I think go for the 3 is sensible when you got a man in the bin. Ramos is running the entire clock down in the yellow, which is smart. Takes it down to 4 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, A then says, never given before, but always watch your videos. Oh, cheers, man. Appreciate that. I'm drinking water out of my daughter's drink bottle. So, still a bit early for a beer, but appreciate that, man. It means a lot. And, yeah, good to have you on board. Hope you're enjoying the game, because this is, so far, interesting one, put it that way. We still haven't got the call on the red card potential. Without spoiling the results of the other two games for others, what do France need to do to win the Six Nations? Just a win. A win will do it for them. Oh, we're going to have another penalty, this time against France. What was that for? I was too busy reading the chat. Oh, the line out. Who's you guys pick for the player of the Six Nations this year? Oh, probably BLBRA. He's having an exceptional try-scoring tournament. He'd be the obvious one, just because they tend to go with backs who score tries, but they sometimes vary it up. This ref is annoying me, says Douglas. Surely an Englishman refereeing Scotland. That wouldn't be annoying. Oh, we got the call. Remain a yellow card. Shit, he's lucky. The degree of danger is not high. Far out. He's lucky. So yeah, only 3 minutes left on the yellow instead of like 13 minutes if it had gone to red. Who do you think will win the Women's Six Nations, Brandon? I think to say anything but England would be interesting. What can the Scots do? You still got 3 minutes left at the man advantage. You absolutely need to get some points on the board. Wide ball. Hugh Jones is out there. Still 2 minutes left on the card. Tom Curry's had a great Six Nations. Yeah, no, he's been going. All the English back rows have been good, to be honest. Oh, Graham! Straight through. They did score during the yellow card. My goodness. They needed that. They needed that. Oh, this game has still got lots to give. That is a great score. A bunch of faces. They had to work for it. Hugh Jones down the right. The fatties up the middle. And then he just gets past Antonio. Darcy Graham well off his wing. Center of the field. Up against the prop. Try time. It is 13 points to 10. Still very much game on. Canvas, who is an English fan, says, come on, Scotland. Yes, Scottish fans will be having mixed emotions, but they'll still want to get a win. Even if it means England win the Six Nations, they'll still take a win. Big time. Blow your mind, wee Darcy's uncle played lock for Scotland. Goodness gracious me. Maybe that's back in the days when locks weren't that tall. Ooh, Scotland have conceded another penalty. Gavin wants France to win. 15 seconds left on the card. Scott McLeod, 6'6". Holy hell. Okay, he's not a short lock by any means. That's a unit even by today's standards. That's still pretty tall. It's taller than me. And I'm fairly tall. Righto. Tony from Distracted Sports is here. Just started watching now. What's the haps? I have to pretend I know for a podcast with a special needs individual. France almost franced it up, Tony. Like, kind of semi got away with a headbutt, maybe. They're lucky it didn't connect too flush because they got yellow carded for it. Scotland have had a yellow card as well. Darcy Graham scored a try. And Moefana scored one as well. So she's been an action-packed first half. The Barrett brothers are very, very wildly in height. Maybe this genetic lottery. That's true. I mean, my dad is like 5'11", and me and my brother are like 6'4" and 6'5". So, and my mum is like, I don't know, 5'8". So, yeah, me and my brother are pretty friggin' tall compared to our parents. Wolf song, I will personally find every Scottish player and kiss them if they win. They may not want that. That may be a disincentive for them to play well. But I don't know. Oh. FQ goes for the intercept. 2 hands to make sure he doesn't get himself carded, but he just can't hold it. Might have been on. Well, tough. I'm giving it to him. There you go. Tallest in my family as well. Only one over 6 foot, 6'2". Yeah, sometimes it's random how that happens, eh? Fuku's the OG. He's got this. Fuku is a hell of a player. It's been weird not to see him playing in the Six Nations because he started the competition injured. Still got 7 minutes of this first half to go, but we're having a scrum reset. Feeling sick about the Welsh game. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, Tones. I honestly thought if there was a game for Wales to get up like at home against England, losing run. Yeah. Anyway. Here we go. Scotland attacking scrum ball. Tom Jordan up to the 22-metre line. Oh, Finn Russell almost knocked it on. Here goes Kinghorn. Whew, he's tackled by Pinot. They're like 7 metres out, the Scots. Brown, of course, needs to get out of there. White. Darcy Graham coming up the guts again, taken down by Aldred. Goodness me. 5 phases. It's kind of slow ball though. Hugh Jones gets caught kind of in 2 minds with what to do. They keep going left. Russell. Duhan, who's not had much ball. Taken by Luku. That's a mismatch in size. 8 phases. Big Schoeman. Wide ball again. I think Scotland are giving it a bit more width than what we saw from Ireland against France last week, because France ate up all the close Like the kind of narrow carries, eh? I eat my Weet-Bix, but still only 6'4". Only 6'4"? I'm 6'4", and I'm taller than most. I don't think I'd want to be any taller. Ooh, advantage. Scotland could even it up if they opt for sticks here. Blindside. Oh, it's another high shot. Geez, there's multiple penalties from the French here. They could be in a bit of trouble. Uh-oh. Antonio's down. Oh man, it's another yellow. This time it's Glo. The big prop. Oh. Oh yeah, third yellow card of the game. I thought it might be a warning, but Nat Carley was straight to the card, which is in line with the first card for Scotland, which kind of, it came pretty quick. It was just like penalty back to back, you're gone. And it's all even. France are Scotlanding it. That's one way of putting it. Scotland are so good when there's no pressure on, eh? Although they did, apart from when they let through the try, I think largely they just defended really well early on, eh? I'll not say that again, though, because they, as soon as I said it, they stuffed it up. But yeah, restart. Scotland don't take the restart, which is very Scotland. I think they struggle in that area of the game. Typical balls the exit up. Yeah, it's been a Scottish thing for a few years now. Score points, muck up, restart. Almost like clockwork. French line out. This is all good eating of the yellow card time for the French. Just going through the phases down Scotland's 22. Why take the points when you got a one-man advantage? Yeah, interesting call there, but I guess points right out in front. Take it quick. Still 9 minutes of yellow card to go, I guess. Oh, they got advantage. France will 100% opt for a 3 here. Ramos will take the full amount of time on the shot clock. How is Malvaca still on the pitch? Yeah, he got away with that one because low level of danger. So dumb. Yeah, 90 seconds for a penalty, 60 for a conversion, I think, from memory. And Ramos has taken the entire time. Well, he did it 10 seconds early. He could have eaten some more game time up. 16-13. All down to Scotland not catching the friggin' restart. Oh, I think he's past Michalak now. Whoa, what a huge boot that was. Man, territorial win for the French there. Why longer for penalty? I'm not actually sure. I guess because they have to make the call on what they're going to do. They need to get the tee on, whereas if you score a try, you know immediately to bring the tee on, I guess. Ramos is now France's all-time point scorer, which is crazy because he's still not that old. France lost the line out. Gotta say, a comp going down to the last game where the winner isn't decided is great for the comp, 100%. Holy shit, here goes Kinghorn. Oh, he's just brought down. How the hell? Tap tackle, big fend. Scotland are back hot on attack. They want to take the lead into the sheds. Remember, France has still got 5 minutes of card time. Change direction, Russell. Oh, Tom Jordan! Tom Jordan has just scored. All from a French lost line out. And then just kind of aimless kick. Scotland ran it straight back at them. Kinghorn just put the hammer down. Look at that guy go. He just got brought down. Otherwise he might have gone all the way himself. Then Matt Ferguson with the big fend. Change direction. Russell Jordan beats Fiku and he is over. Holy moly. Excuse me while I write a note. There's a lot of things to cover there. Scotland territory. Lost. Oh no! Oh no! Kinghorn was in touch. Well, that saves me a bit of ink from my pen because that was going to be a long passage of play. Oh man, that was brutal. Oh, I want to see Kinghorn on the replay, but they haven't shown it. It did look close. But yeah, that was a hell of a try. Junaid, it's just, yeah, it got chalked off. No replay necessary. Apparently, they haven't shown Jack. Bizarre. 16:30 halftime. I'm awaiting my dad's halftime message. You can start writing up some whiteboard. Moefana. He got one on 18 minutes. And Graham. Graham got one on 29. One try apiece. I'm sure they'll show it at half time. Yeah. Oh, here's my dad. Yeah, I'll get to the stats in a second. They usually take a couple minutes just to finish updating. Right, I'm going to take this off. Let's see what my dad has to say.
Yeah, well, it's not a bad game. Matthew Cully, well, he's doing all right. He's doing better than some of the bloody games I've seen him in, I think he's been pretty fair, and cars have been, well, technically deserved, yes. He's a bit quick on the cards, I think, a little bit at times, but, you know, it is an international, there's a lot of bloody stakes, so I can see where he's coming from. Well, the French, well, I don't know what they're doing in this game. They're all right in patches, but they're slow in patches. And bloody Scotland are giving them a good run for their money. I just missed a bit what that last try was not awarded for, but anyway, we'll get that in your summing up. But it's close, and it can go either way. And Scotland the brave, well, they have been brave. And, you know, it's a high-stakes game. Now, sometimes the French are their own worst enemies with their discipline, and that's a bit of a shame because they are one of the best teams in the world, there's no doubt about it. And Fabian Garthy, their coach, he's a bloody good coach, actually. He's got good coaching staff. They got a lot of depth, and they're trying to copy South Africa, and is that going to
7-1.
come back to bite them on the ass this game? Well, it might do. We'll have to wait and see, but it's close. And it's 50-50. It's a bit like the Blues Chiefs game last night to go either way. And, you know, if you play Scotland, you're going to be in for a hard game, even if you beat them by 10 or 12 points, because they never give up. And as you said the other day, son, they play very similar rugby to France, which is very true. So I'm going to sit on the fence and not pick a winner, because if I pick a winner, I'll probably get a bloody roll. But I'd love to see Scotland win. But if France win, it's not going to break my heart, because they're going to have a new Six Nations champion. And
Have a new one either way.
when the French B team come in, I think they'll send a pretty good squad, because they got a lot of depth. And they got a lot of, you know, high-class, tough, rugged, rough games they play over there. So I think when they come down here, they won't be intimidated by the All Blacks, because the All Blacks will be starting off from scratch. And Scott Robinson's going to have to get his ass in the bloody gear real bloody quickly, because if he doesn't, they just might drop a test. But anyway, that's in the future. Cousin Mania, Roger Mania out by.
Well, that's my dad's take on it. French, their own worst enemies, I think his words were at times. 12 bloodies. Was it really 12? Did you count them? Yeah, Kinghorn foot and touch was the call apparently for that last try. I want to have a look at the stats. Possessions 45-55 to the Scots. Territories 54-46 to the French. Clean breaks 2-3 to the Scots. Run meters 168 to 191 to the Scots. Defenders beaten 9-19 to the Scots. I want to see the penalty count. Penalty count is 6-7, which is kind of high-ish, but not terrible. Tackle percentage is 80 for the French, which is not going to get it done. If you think about that, like a massive French tackling performance against the Irish, very night and day different from that, whereas the Scots are at 87, which is pretty solid. Pretty solid. As an England fan, I'm hoping for a Scotland win. I wonder why. Just a bit of love from your brothers from north of the border? How can they make that decision and not show it on the screen, Greg? I don't know. I was expecting a slow motion, highly zoomed in, 3-angle replay, but we didn't get jack. I don't know what's going on with that. Very bizarre. Very, very bizarre. Yeah. Would have been a beautiful try, Ali. Exactly right. It was like phenomenal. Like, just, I love Scotland on like the kick return, eh? They're not a team that you want to kind of aimlessly kick to, because they can do that kind of stuff. But, yeah, anyway. Still half a game to go. It's still very tight. Still very, very tight. I don't even have a halftime panel. They're showing Champions Cup highlights of Exeter against Bordeaux for my halftime viewing pleasure. They don't really invest in like a studio crew or anything down here for the Six Nations. Most of the games are on in the middle of the night, so I understand it. Oh, like the stream. Yeah, as Milo or Junaid has mentioned, if you haven't liked the stream, chuck us a like. It says we're at 120 viewers. Do we have 120 likes? Probably not. But if you can, do it for us. I must admit, I'm scared for the second half and the French bench. Yeah, well, the Ireland's French game was pretty tight at halftime, wasn't it? And then the French bench came on and really took it away from them. But I don't know. Like, Scotland has had a lot of ball, so it might not be the same deal this time. It's Dan Bigger being dead inside on ITV, having to talk about potential for an England win. Oh yeah, after just seeing the previous game and now having to look at the potential of an England Six Nations Championship, I'm sure Dan Bigger is not exactly having the time of his life. $100 likes and 2 cents will start YouTube memberships. Geez, I remember I had to do something. I totally forgot. I forgot to do YouTube memberships for the live streams. I'm an idiot. I was too busy editing a 2 cents on tour video, Junaid. I ended up editing it quite short because I kind of ran out of time. Halftime here is ads and a trailer for The Last of Us Season 2. There you go. I haven't seen The Last of Us Season 1, but I've played The Last of Us #1 video game. I think back when I only had one child and I had more time to play video games. I wish Alistair McAllister did YouTube videos on rugby as well as soccer. He is hilarious. Loves Scotland and anybody who plays England. Alistair McAllister is a hell of a name, to be honest. It'd be like if my name was Jorgen Morgan. That'd be great. France, says Eric, seems to have the big stage jitters again. It is the one thing that at times has kind of had a bit of a shadow over the French team, eh? But I mean, the one-off game against the All Blacks last year, no problem. Martin says, hi Mark, you seem to be about 5 minutes ahead of my feed in Ireland. So see you in full time. Thanks, all the best to Gaza. That is bizarre that I can be ahead all the way down here in New Zealand, but the streaming services, they can be funny like that. Sometimes I'm ahead, sometimes I'm behind. Just seen the Kinghorn replay. That was close. Elbow just goes in touch. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you've seen it and it was kind of fair, because I'm watching Exeter get flogged in a Champions Cup game from like 3 months ago or something. Who has the better bench? Well, it's a 7-1 split for the French. They've got a lot of big boppers to bring on, so yeah. What are your thoughts on the yellow not being converted to a red? It feels like it's one with the intent of it that probably could have gone red. It's like the dumbest of dumb calls, but I guess if he'd connected with him more flush, it would have been red, but he's just lucky he didn't catch him flush. But yeah, it's so stupid. If it had been red, I would not be batting an eyelid. I would have thought kind of normal. Someone's typing in Chinese to test my Chinese reading ability. 可惜苏格兰没有幸运, which means that's a pity Scotland have no luck. I hate cards. Yeah, me as well. That's why I'm a little bit torn. Like, I can see that it could have been a red, but I'm also secretly, openly not gutted that it's a yellow, because I want the game to be 15-on-15. Tony says, ask them what we should do for our 100th episode of 2 Cents Gets Distracted. That's a good call, Tony. What should we do for our 100th episode of 2 Cents Gets Distracted, which will be coming up at some point in the future? And Graham from Rugby Forecast has sent me a WhatsApp message. So far, so good for your lads, though. Good game. Have we seen a straight red card since 20-minute red cards started? The first ones that I can think of is when the Fijian and Drua played one of the Aussie teams last year in Super Rugby, and we definitely saw a couple of straight reds. Like there was a punch and there was an elbow, and both those guys got red carded. Play rugby while doing the podcast. Run while doing the podcast. A week-long tour in South Africa for the podcast. There you go. Greg says, 比赛结束再说, which means after the match is concluded, we'll kind of discuss it, talk about it again. Something like that. You guys are testing my Chinese reading ability. How cool would a Sanzar versus British and Irish Lions game be? World Rugby needs to make this happen. XD. That would certainly be a cool game. The only question is, where do you fit it into the rugby calendar, which is already mightily crowded? Who do you think the largest contributor to the Lions squad will be now, with Ireland likely dropping to third in the Six Nations, Pingu? With Andy Farrell being the coach, I'm going to put it out there and say probably Ireland. Just quietly. The game is about to get back underway. Players are coming back onto the pitch. I'll do a little plug for my other channel, 2 Cents on Tour. Watch it after this game if you haven't seen it. If you want to see me speaking Chinese to Chinese people in China and wandering around some random sites, sometimes wearing a rugby jersey. It's called 2 Cents on Tour. It's kind of like a hobby when I'm not rugbying. It's what I do these days instead of playing video games, I guess. Great Pingu impression. I'm glad somebody got it. Right. Bill is well behind 2 Cents on Tour. I appreciate that, mate. I'd link it as I usually do, but I'm on the wrong account. Hold on a second. I think I made... There you go, Milo. I made that account a mod as well. Right. Ref has just blown for time on. And we have kickoff at the second half. 3-point game. How do France respond to the pressure the Scots are putting on? How did England's scrum go with Cunningham South on instead of Chisholm? It went all right. It went all right. Hello, Mark. I just want to say thanks for your hard work. Really appreciate it. Scotland supporter from the Czech Republic. I appreciate that, man. One more half of rugby to go for this Six Nations. It's a bittersweet moment. It's going to be a crazy final 40, but then the tournament's done. And we're out of international rugby for a while. And Milo, aka Junaid, has been kind enough to post a link to my other channel. After the game, feel free to go give that a follow. Watch a video or two. Watch all the way to the end, otherwise YouTube punishes me. Tony needs to make the next China trip. Yeah, that's true. 2 cents distracted on tour. That could be interesting. Scotland keep wanting to play these lineouts quickly. Why not? They've still got the man advantage. Might as well keep going. Nervous, excited, or do you need to pee? Nah, I'm just standing. Kind of a little bit of nervous energy. I don't need to pee. I made sure to pee before the stream started, so I'm all good. Darcy Graham with an attempt. Did we show and go? He showed, but he did not get a chance to go. Scotland get the ball wide. Defence comes across. Here goes Big Doohan. 2 cents rugby. There's still the knockout games, the Champions Cup, Challenge Cup. Yeah. There's still heaps of club rugby to go. Super Rugby as well, but I don't know. Test rugby. This is the end of Test rugby for a little while anyway. Here we go. Oh no! Turnover ball. He's not going to have the gas, but he's getting to Labibi. Oh, shit. That's almost like a 14-pointer because Scotland were looking dangerous. Holy That's quite the start to the second half. Russell with the line break. Behind the back pass. Doesn't find Graham. Intermax swoops on it. One-handed. He's gone, but Graham's got the gas, but he does enough to draw him close. Runs slightly away from Labibi to give him the space that when he passed it, he was untouched. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm just making a note. Antonio's not come on in the second half. Don't tell me we're going to have some TMO. I heard the referee blow his whistle. It is 23-13, and the fact that France scored during the yellow is extra brutal. Once Bielbiere got the inside line, you knew he was gone. Yeah, Intermac ran just far enough away from Bielbiere that Graham had to keep chasing him, and couldn't just stick with Bielbiere even if he'd been able to get it. Anyway. Whew. Is he the quickest player going around right now? I think he has to be. He is lightning. Absolute lightning. Killer try that, Graham. Yeah, that was... that's just brutal for Scotland because they were hot on attack. And then suddenly, you've conceded 7 points. Yellow card's over as well, so... Yeah, it's taken a bit of the wind out of Scotland's sails, but still, if they score next... Ooh, man, Darcy Graham diving over his own player. Bloody hell. Leo Bielbiere has one trick, and that's to run really fast. And to kick it and run really fast. Oh, Alex, cheers, man. Hopefully you've upgraded from the coffee to a beer. It's allowed. this time on a Sunday. Probably really interesting game so far. Hope you're enjoying it. 2 cents on tour. Would be funny to hear you interact with New Zealanders in Chinese. One of these days. I did actually try it once. But cheers for that, man. I forgot to say, I'm still on the water at the moment, actually. I have got some beers in the fridge. But I went to like a market where there was a bunch of Chinese food stalls, and I tried to speak Chinese to these people, but they kept replying to me in English, which was kind of annoying. I've heard that's like people who learn, like if you try to learn Dutch or Swedish or like Icelandic and stuff, and you go to those countries and you try to speak the language you have learned, the people can immediately hear your accent and just start speaking English to you because their English is better than your whatever foreign language you've learned. So, yeah, that never happens to me in China, but it happened to me here. There should be a race. Is it Reese versus Bielbiere? I think Bielbiere wins that all day long. But Reese has got a pretty wicked step. Oh shit! Here comes the bench. Meofu on. Jegu on. Gelon on. Is Arado on as well? My gosh. That's why I don't bother learning any other languages, already speaking the best one. It does work at some places, I know that. Like speaking Chinese in China is useful. How many Chinese people speak English, or does it depend where you go? It largely depends where you go. If you go to Shanghai and go to the Starbucks, they will probably speak English. But where I was hanging out in Wuhan, pretty rare. But there is a video on 2 Cents on Tour where I met a random guard in tiny small town China who spoke pretty decent English, if you want to check it out, just with the double plug. Right, rugby, Scotland, attacking scrum in France's half. Definitely need to score next. Peno hoofs it long. Come on, Scotland, just run it. Go, Dave Cherry. Tackled, but a good steaming run. Richie, Russell. Kinghorn with the dink over, and he's kicked it out on the full. Is it coming apart at the seams a little bit for Scotland here? He panicked. Yeah. You can't afford to make too many mistakes against this French team. Oh, that's a maul. Can France get the ball out? No. That is a maul turnover for the Scots, so that's a bit of a moral victory. Scots needed that for a bit of momentum. Chance of it becoming a blowout the second half, mate. I think if the French score next, it could get messy, but if the Scots score next, it's interesting. Let's go with that. Chinese is tricky. A lot of it is tone-based for the same word. You are 100% right. If you say ma, that means mother. If you say ma, that means horse. So you better be careful when talking about someone's mum or talking about wanting to ride somebody's horse, because that could end up with an unfortunate mispronunciation. Scotland with another attack and scrum. Here goes Russell. Graham. Oh, he's tackled. Go, quick ball, left. Quick hands, Russell there again with a little goose step. Was that Tom Jordan? Tackled again. Is that a turnover? Oh, they got advantage. What are they going to do with the advantage, the Scots, if they go for a penalty? Will they go for the try? Or get it back to a 7-point game? 6 phases, still got advantage. Ooh, there's a big tackle off the ball there. Russell just got smashed by Moefana. Dave Cherry's down. He's going to blow that one up. Russell is playing a blinder, Rian. He seems to be playing like a man, like we just wants to chuck it round, eh? Well, Russell should be the Lions 10. I think he will be, but it depends how well he gets on with Andy Farrell, I guess. $22 more likes, folks. Yeah, 22 more likes. Do the like. Likety like. Oh, what a wee show and go that was. Offload. Scotland are playing some good rugby. Smith or Russell, whoever they pick, it'll be much tighter than Australia's 10. Yeah, Australia will be going with Lolosio by Joe Schmidt's usual selections. It's 23-16. Still interesting scoreline. James O'Connor has been great for the Satyrs. Yeah, he's been a bit of a bench specialist, eh? Lolosio is hit and miss. Yeah, well, Lolosio is not a world-class 10. He's like solid. Right, the crowd is belting out Alele Bleu because their team needs some motivation. Scotland, though, have won a penalty at the breakdown. Jamie friggin' Ritchie. He is a beast. He's the top poacher of this Six Nations for sure. Oh, but Scotland, they've missed touch. And Louis Bielbiere is just taking a high ball. Oh, France are going to get on the front foot now. Wide ball to Pinot. Chip over the top. Van der Merwe gets back. He's going to have to scramble. He just smacks Pinot in the face. And Russell hoofs clear. Goodness me. Van der Merwe, surely the Lions 11? I don't know, eh? There's a lot of good wingers playing for both the teams. If they want to go the big cannon boot, they could go James Lowe. Jeez, she's a bit loose, a bit scrappy. Oh, we've got another penalty. Lowe's pretty good. Lowe's been having a good tournament. His point of difference is those big raking kicks he can put through. Yeah, I would have thought with Andy Farrell knowing Ireland, any kind of 50-50 calls, he's probably going to go with what he knows. Probably Lowe and Hansen, their boots are good to leave out. Yeah. any Welsh players on the tour. I mean, guys like Jack Morgan, David Jenkins and whatnot are putting their hands up, but maybe midweek rather than starting. More time. Maul's going good for France. It's just trucking into the Scottish 22. They need to get it out of there now. It's been brought down. Gillon's on his own. Are they going to play super teams as well? Yep. They're going to play a bunch of teams actually. Super teams and like an Aussie New Zealand Barbars team and yeah, all kinds of stuff. 5 phases. Duham wants numbers across. Ramos, he's going to be put into touch. He is put into touch, but they've got a penalty for not releasing. Tackle complete. They dragged him into touch. You got to let him go. Love to see this live. You're seconds ahead though. You can pause me. Pause for a couple of seconds. I'm at 55. So line it up. Although I don't think you can pause the chat. Five-meter maul time. It's try time. I feel like it's a long way back from here for the Scots. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's a pretty good try. Just enough space to Ramos to go around. To be honest, I feel like this goes back to Scotland missing their kick for touch like 5 minutes ago. That was the one they needed to get. Ramos has nailed the shot, so it is 30 points to 16. Like I said, it feels like a long way back. Never say never, but feels like a long way back from here. Live TV is always delayed in Europe. 20 to 30 seconds. Yeah, YouTube adds like 20 or 10 seconds delay at least as well. So hopefully it lines up not too far away. Holy hell, Duan van der Merwe is just being caught way in the backfield from a French kick. Gregor Townsend has just brought a couple of the forwards on to replace, but yeah, maybe it's a little bit late. France still just going through these phases. This is going to get pretty tiring for the Scottish defenders, man. Luke who dinks a nice wee ball through. Scotland Hard to win the game from your own 22. I still believe, come on, gents, 2 tries easy. He got this. Still time, still heaps of time, still a whole quarter of the game to go. But, yeah, Scotland, they really need to get out of their own half, and scrappy line out's not going to help. It's a box kick, but still going to be France ball on the 22-metre line. Joe says, hard to keep my eyes open. Irish fan here in Australia, Joe. Yeah, I've been up since 3-ish. It's now 10:30. Yeah, it feels later, put it that way. Mark thinks this is Super Rugby. Oh, you've seen funny things happen in Test Rugby before. Come on. Whole quarter of a game to go. But yeah, it's not going to happen from here because Scotland are just stuck in their own 22. They can't get out. More phases. It's relentless. But here's some loose ball. Knock on advantage, not penalty advantage. Richie almost had himself another turnover. Matthew Carley speaking a bit of French. Advantage is over. Here goes Labibi. He gets caught. Fiku Moefana. Ah, he scored it. I thought that held him up, but he got it. That's the game. That's the game. Wow. That's it. French fans, you can breathe a bit easier now. Fiku. Power and the reach. Oh, hell of a try. I don't see a comeback from here. He has missed the conversion. 35-16. Bedtime for Joe. Enjoy your sleep, Joe. Good thing I'm an atheist. Fair play. Well done. You went and destroyed Scotland. There you go. Douglas says, Elele bleu. France have scored a lot of points this Six Nations. Scotland's stamina running low. We saw that a bit against Ireland, eh? They got better kind of as the match went on. I think all the social media, especially out of South Africa and England, is going to be about the non-red card. Yeah, you might be right, eh? Although, given that it would have been only an extra 10 minutes, would it have been decisive? I mean, maybe if they go down the line, it should have been a straight red card, then yeah. From an Irishman, France deserves this. I think France have been the best team. They just mucked up the game against England. They just couldn't catch the ball. They had so many chances in that game. It wasn't a rugby incident. Should have been a straight red. It was a bit of foul play for sure. Scotland don't have the fitness. It is hard when they bring on so many forwards at the same time, eh? How many mauls have they done? Mauls. 8 from France. And we were the only ones to beat them. That has to count for something. Oh, 100%. England's defence still had to be there to sometimes force some of those mistakes from France. But France created enough chances to win that game, but they didn't take them. So sometimes that's the way. Come on, Scotland. Score and make it interesting. They're in the 22. Ashman. Ben White again. Go Xander. You want to be on the Lions tour. Ben White again. Big Pierce Goodman. When are they going to replace the props? The props have gone 65 minutes, Gregor. $12 more likes, folks. Can we get to, what was the number, Milo? 100? Hugh Jones is down. It's a bit concerning. BLBRA smashed Russell, and he ended up with a boot in the face, Hugh Jones. Yeah, it didn't seem like a tip tackle. He just got him and dumped him. I bet both my kids' college fund on Scotland winning by 70. I think you're in trouble. Ooh, he might have him above the horizontal there. Don't know. Just a penalty, yeah. Makes sense. It was not much above the horizontal, but it was a little bit. Above the horizontal, yeah, exactly. Probably lucky Russell didn't land on his head, or it would have been more severe. Seven backs and one forward needed to cancel out the bomb squad. That'd be different. All right, Scotland. Penalty into the corner, 5 metres. Jezza was tip tackled a few weeks ago. Not fun, not fun. Scotland maul it. The maul's going backwards. They have at least brought on Sutherland now, though. Call to use it. Second call to use it. Russell fires it wide. Kinghorn, Duhan. Can he get past Ramos? No. And he's in touch. He's in touch. I think this is... Yeah, they did well. The French defenders, what can I say? I broke both wrists getting dumped. That was the end of my school rugby. Jesus. What are they feeding the French players? They got so much energy. Well, I guess a lot of the forwards don't have to play half a game because they can clear the bench. But yeah, the backs are still going strong too. Oh yeah, Scotland got one penalty in the second half. Oh, Scotland are still going. I'll give it to them. They're still hot on attack. Come on. Get a try. Ashman out there. Can he free the hands? Yes. Xander Fagerson has to deal with it. Jeez. Had one guy step on my thigh with his cleats. Showed the ref and he said, "You seen the size of him? I ain't booking him." That's disconcerting. Crowd is getting l'aile bleu as the Scottish throw the kitchen sink at the French defensive line. School rugby was different when I was young. Russell's just fired it into touch. Scotland are still going, if nothing else. You guys have no idea what a weapon Charlie Gamble was in under 11s rugby. Tallest, biggest, fastest kid. Give him the ball, score every time. Some kids are like that. Man, this room's getting pretty hot. The sun's pouring in through the window. It's another yellow card warning. Tell me Louis Bilberry isn't coming down to New Zealand. He probably won't be coming. He'll be rested. His dad was very into rugby. Makes sense Charlie went into pro level. It's amazing how many guys are like that though, eh? That old lad should buy a camera. The guy painting the picture of the game next to the field. Different feeling though. Scotland did like some weird tap play from quite far out and they just got monstered. Come on, Scotland. All these carries, you need to get one more score. Frenchies look good right now. Yep. Dobie's gone close. He wanted to reach out, but he's still short. Held up. You just can't break these guys down. Dragged over touch after tackle. How's it different? Actually, the commentator I'm listening to is actually just saying the same thing you are. Why can you drag over the line, but you can't drag into touch? If it's tackle complete, you just got to let him go, right? Oh, Matt Fagerson, a big carry. Jeez, these guys want one more try, don't they? 100 likes. Appreciate it, folks. I will take my daughter's water bottle and cheers to you all with some water. Thank you for being here throughout this stream and throughout the Six Nations. It's been a good one, but the French have just won a penalty. They aren't conceding no more points, are they? Time is off as Matt Fagerson is down injured. Taxi for Townsend. They've played all right today, but France are pretty good. Still 7.5 minutes to go. Have France got any more shots to fire before full time? There's still time for them to score as well. Tackle stats at half time. I didn't write down the totals, but the French were only at 80% at half time. I'm sure it's a lot more now. Yeah, the French are up to 86, so it's a massive increase. France get a bonus point because they got 4 tries in this game. That is correct, Peter. Yep. Six Nations does the 4-try bonus point system. For Scotland aren't bad considering they only have 2 professional clubs. Yeah, exactly right. I think that's why they kind of encourage some of the guys to take up the contracts abroad if they can get them, because it allows more guys to come through locally. No worries, Peter. Let the party begin in the Stade de France. Yep. There'll be some partying in Paris tonight. Wales allegedly have 4 pro clubs. Scotland fan over the last 30 years. I love watching this team play, win or lose. Still a pretty good team, man. If passes went to hand against England, we'd be seeing the first ever Super Slam. Like where they get a bonus point in every game. Pretty good match overall. Yeah, it's been good, but the French scoring those bang bang kind of took Scotland out of it. Scotland have thrown the absolute kitchen sink at them, but they just can't break them down. Love this game. Ireland win 4 and still come third. It's bonkers, isn't it? Yeah. You know, and Scotland were pretty squeaky within some of their results as well. Like, they could have been higher than they finished, so yeah. Scotland bench came on too late, Rian. Yeah, I think so. Like, why the frick were the props still on at 65 minutes? when the French have already replaced like 5 of their guys at the same time. It seems nuts. Have no faith in them, simples. Yeah, I suppose, but you got to have faith in them. Peno is taken out in the air. That'll be a penalty. Boos from the crowd. I think we can start writing up the rest of the whiteboard. I usually wait for my dad's message to do this, but it's been pretty emphatic, folks. It's not as bad as a lot of people said it was going to be, though. Some people were saying, yeah, Scotland were going to get beaten by 40, 50 points, but like it's still 4 tries to 1. Wrong pit strategy. That's probably one way of looking at it. They are belting out the national anthem. Fabian can breathe a little bit easier, I think. Gregor doesn't have any more here to lose. Oh, we got more TMO. Come on, ref. There's only 2 minutes to go. Let's just finish the game. How confident are you when the French youngsters come to New Zealand? I think we need to be reasonably confident, but we can't take them lightly. What are we looking at? Oh, they tipped over Francois Cross. Come on, let's just play on. These are the TMO calls that I don't like. There you go. There was a TMO stoppage to see if one of the Scottish guys had tipped up one of the French guys because he kind of ended up tipping him, but it was more in the action of standing up from a ruck than like actually trying to flop him on his head kind of thing. So, yeah, as Daramundi says, looks bad, but there's nothing in it. Sorry. Common sense prevails, is what my commentator has just said, and I think that's fair. TMO needs to be drug tested. France going to get one more score. They got advantage. They're going to go back for a penalty at the scrum. Overall, good Six Nations, some cracking games. Wales, pull your socks up, Graham. Yeah, Wales saved their best performance for Ireland, didn't they? If the TMO interjects but no card is given, they should get put in the sin bin for 10. That should be part of I mean, it's a hard one because the TMO is under pressure to review stuff as quickly as possible, but not get it wrong. But yeah, it's unfortunate when they call something up and we all sit here waiting and them just to say, no foul play, just give them move on. Nice to have New Zealand above Ireland in the rankings again. It'd be nice to be number 1, but I think at the moment being in the top 6 is the most important part. It's 30 seconds to go, folks. Congratulations, France. This is your year. Did it the hard way with that loss to England, but that result against Ireland was pretty emphatic, and Scotland put them under a bit of pressure in this one, but too good. Just too good. Credit to the Scots, man. They've given them as much as the game as they could. I don't know that the Scots played badly, but France are just really good. Clock is well in the red. Jamie Ritchie almost won himself a turnover. And Intermac kicks it out. That's it. Well done. Well done, France. I think pretty deserved champions this year. It's a shame about Dupont not being able to play in that last game, but he'll still get his winner's medal. So, yep, I think pretty good value. Pretty good value. It is going to be fascinating when they come down here to New Zealand later on in the year. My dad looks to be sending a message. But yeah, 35-16. Comfortable enough. From the French. Said Luku is doing your job, but we lost the magic. Luku is he's still a good player. Just happens to be there with friggin' Dupont, a generational player. Scoreline doesn't reflect the game for me. It was an arm wrestle. Well done for France. Cheers for the stream, brother. It's been fun. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Mark. Commentary helping us out. Appreciate the time, mate. Oh, thank you guys for coming along. Before I go, here's my dad.
Well, I don't really know what to say, Murray. I thought Scotland played pretty well. They were brave and they were courageous. But this French side, there's something else. They're sort of going down the South African way of playing rugby, which is, might be the next norm. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, France were good, weren't they, in the finish? Scotland were brave and courageous, as we well know, but they were outgunned. And the French beat come down. Looks like here will be pretty strong, even with a few of their top players at home. So, it's going to be an interesting series against the All Blacks and what we do with a 5-3 or 6-2 bench, because I don't know what they're going to do down here. We'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, they were good. And Scotland never stopped trying, which was good.
He's right.
I'm not a big fan of Matthew Carley, but I think he had a fairly good game. Apart from one or two things, he was 12 out of 20.
12 out of 20.
And he was a bit bloody sensible and responsible for once. His cards in the first half are probably technically right. But this is one of his better games. I've seen him certainly have worse. So he didn't cost anyone the game, which was good, and he did what he had to do. With help from the linesman, which was a bit more educational, authoritative than what it bloody usually is. Because sometimes they miss a lot. Scotland, well, they can hold their heads up high. I mean, they played 60 minutes pretty well. And the French, well, with the South African tactics, what can you do? last but not least, we got a new Six Nations champion, which doesn't break my heart or disappoint me. In a way, I'm glad they won. Fabian Guthie's a good coach. He's a bit on the Rasmus role now.
He's obsessed with South Africa.
Now, which is a bit unusual, but you know.
He must not like the 7-1
Split.
split.
Team are pretty good. No doubt about it. How long are they going to be like this? Well, French rugby's pretty strong at the moment, as we well know. So they should be able to carry on like this for some considerable time. Now, are they beatable? Yes, they are. But teams are going to have, well, the experts, the analysts are going to have to work out how to beat the 7-1 bomb squad.
Well, Gaza seems to be, very interested in the 7-1 split. I don't mind it. I think it's I think it makes for an interesting tactic. It is certainly a gamble, but it paid off for the French. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's been an interesting game. Good to do a live stream for the Six Nations. The kickoff time does not usually allow for it, but 9 a.m. Actually worked out pretty well. It is now 11, so time to wrap up the match, do a review, and have a nap, because it's been a fairly long morning. But good way to finish the tournament. Congratulations once again to France. Thank you guys so much for being here. Janae put a link to the other channel. If you've seen it in the chat, that's 2 Cents on Tour. If you haven't seen it, some of the people who watch this channel will watch that one. Also watch that one. They say it's not too bad. If that's bad, they don't tell me. So check that out if you got a few minutes. But for you guys up north, I'm sure you'll be heading to bed. Cheers as always, and hope to see you guys again in the future sometime soon. Take care, folks. See you again for the next one. Bye-bye.